Natural movement. Babies that are free to move meet milestones. Where should newborns spend their day? This is a critical question because the typical baby registry implies you should buckle your baby into something like an infant swing, upright seat, or mamaroo. Natural movement. After 9 months in a cramped space, newborns need to stretch and explore their bodies. Baby gear like swings, seats, jumpers, exercisers, bumbos limit natural movement. This limits your baby's ability to meet milestones. Container baby syndrome. Babies who spend time in containers have limited opportunities to practice moving. This is where developmental delay starts. But containers can lead to your baby's head changing shape. This is called plagiocephaly. Avoiding containers can prevent this. Head shape changes can also be caused by neck tightness on one side of their neck called torticollis. You may first notice this condition if their head tilts or they had a hard time nursing on one side. Speak to your doctor if you do. Containers stop movement. We don't recommend any containers, but a high chair and car seat. Don't worry, we're going to cover how to do container-free with your baby. Baby Registry 101. It helps to avoid getting them all together by not adding them on your registry. You may still be gifted one, but you can exchange for diapers or clothes. The baby aisle wants you to feel like your baby won't develop unless you buy all the things to put them in. This is actually the opposite of where baby needs to spend their day. Babies can only learn how to move if given an unrestricted opportunity to try. So where should your baby spend their day? The floor. A newborn can crawl at birth. If laid on their mother's stomach after being born, a baby will use their stepping reflex to crawl up and latch. Reflexes are covered in Module E. The breast crawl. The most visually striking observation of the first minutes of life is the ability of a newborn, if left quietly on the mother's abdomen after birth, to crawl up to her breast, find the nipple, and begin to suckle. If the infant is dried thoroughly and placed on her abdomen and not taken from the mother for the next 60 minutes, the infant begins a 5-part sequence. For the first 30 minutes, the newborn rests and looks at his mother intermittently. Between 30 and 40 minutes, lip smacking and mouthing of the fingers begin, followed by an outpouring of saliva onto the infant's chin. Then the infant begins to inch forward with his legs to push strongly into his mother's lower abdomen. When he reaches the tip of the sternum, he bounces his head on into her chest. While moving up, he often turns his head from side to side. As he comes close to the nipple, he opens his mouth widely and after several attempts makes a perfect placement on the areola of the nipple. When this neurological process is skipped, it puts a baby at risk for an incorrect latch, making breastfeeding difficult for both mother and baby. Newborns can do this at birth.
Look at you go! Very good, Junie. Are you talking?
Whoa, where'd it go?
Are you talking? Look. You're talking. You're telling me about
This
it.
is teaching their brain
Very good, June.
how to move their body.
Very good, June. Okay, I get you. I hear you.
The problem is that babies spend far too much time on their back. A turtle on its back can't move. All future milestones come from being on the belly. One reason babies spend so much time on their backs is because they're always wrapped up. Bulky clothes, blankets, and swaddles restrict babies' natural movement. It also means their breathing can't be checked easily, so we keep them wrong side up. Swaddling is said to make a baby feel like they're in the womb. However, consider this. The womb surrounds a baby head to toe and is full of water. When you're underwater, movement is effortless. Newborns must immediately begin the process of learning to move against gravity right when they're born. This is a 9-month-old baby in utero. Observe the arms are free to move. They're not restricted to the chest or bound to their sides. The most important thing for your baby's brain is not to feel like they are in the womb anymore, but to let them naturally move unrestricted as soon as possible after being born and in all the days that follow. Preemies. Babies that come early miss this curled-in position of flexion the womb provides. During their NICU stay, they benefit the most from having a border surrounding them known as a nest. This supports their development. When they come home, it's especially important to focus on unrestricted movements to make up for their abnormal start. Each time your baby wiggles their arm or kicks their legs, this movement makes a new connection in their brain, and each connection makes the brain a little bigger. This is how a baby learns to move. A baby's only thought is to learn how to move. It consumes them entirely until they can figure out how to get from point A to point B. Early mobility is the product of brain growth. The more your baby moves, the bigger their brain grows. Your baby is most free to move on the floor. How to do floor time? Lay a blanket down on the floor and set them on it. This isn't a timed activity. This is introducing their body to a world of new sensation. More on this in E. Questions about floor time. When should my baby start? How long should my baby be on the floor? Should I lay my baby on their back or front? Should I set up toys? Do newborns need entertaining? What if my baby cries? Will it flatten my baby's head? When should my baby start? Observe your baby. Are they awake and happy? Start. Babies need their parents to support new experiences. Be right there with your baby. Think of floor time as the very first activity you'll ever coach your baby through. Explain and encourage. Being near your baby is the only way to introduce them to the floor. Should I lay my baby on their back or front? You may feel more comfortable starting by laying baby on their back and then rolling them to their tummy, but you'll improve your newborn's vision if you face them towards the floor as you lay them belly down because their eyes can see it coming. This is covered in depth in Module 3, Engage. How long should my baby be on the floor? As long as they're content and happy about it. In the first few weeks, that might be 1 to 5 minutes. Sometimes they'll surprise you and stay longer. When not on the floor, wearing your baby with a sling can be super helpful. These are the holding weeks. Treasure them. Babies need as much free, unrestricted movement as possible. Should I set up toys? Black and white, high-contrast pictures attract their eyes, helping them practice focusing. An even better option is to write their name in thick 3-inch tall black letters on white paper. This improves their vision while learning their name at the same time. Real objects are fascinating to a baby. Toys, not necessary. Too many things can be overstimulating and divide your baby's attention. We will cover this in the last module. High contrast is an excellent tool for helping your newborn develop eye skills. They can also be used to practice visual tracking. You move the image slowly from side to side for your baby's eyes to practice following. This activity is demonstrated in the Baby Brain Boost course included in your resource section. Do newborns need entertaining? Babies need lots and lots of support as they learn all the new sensation the floor brings. It is a feeling they have never felt before. Gentle, joyful encouragement is all that's needed. What if my baby cries? Fussing is natural. They are expressing themselves. Coach them through the experience. Get on eye level. Lay next to them. Reposition. Pick them up if they continue to fuss and try again later. Lower your expectations. Crying is communication. Your natural instincts will make you feel the need to soothe your baby. Always follow your intuition. Accept your baby's emotions. You don't need to pacify them or feel frustrated. Be proud by any time they do. Will it flatten my baby's head? Head shape changes come from an unnatural pressure on the skull or a shortened neck muscle, torticollis. When on the floor, your baby's neck is totally free to turn the head from side to side. This actually helps it round nicely. Belly down on the floor is the best corrective position if your baby has torticollis or head shape changes. Side lying is an important way to help your baby get to know their whole body when laying on the floor. Floor positions covered in Module E. The amount of time a baby spends on the floor directly impacts how soon they will be able to get off of it.